Hey there, how you all doing? I haven't done a gratitude video in a few days, almost a week. Just been real busy, wanting to really do some things in my life that I've never done before, and like I've never done gratitude videos before. I've done them here and there, but I've never really focused on them. And we got Sister Act in the background, so I'll hurry up. But today, when I look back on what I'm grateful for today, yesterday my daughter was coming out of her ACT test prep, and I saw this lady coming out with her, and I remembered her, and then I jogged my memory, and she was my middle school teacher and counselor, cheerleading sponsor. And so I jumped out, I was like, hey miss, and I said her name, and told her that was my daughter, and she was very impressed. And it made me feel really good because that was a cheerleading sponsor, and she was very nice to me. I was very nice to her, and she really had a big impact on my life in middle school. And she's a teacher. And then I went on to high school, and my high school counselor was the best influence I could ever have in high school. I mean, I watched her, how she carried herself, how pretty she was, how nicely she dressed, and she was a servant. She was also my cheerleading counselor sponsor as well, and my high school counselor, and she would come and get us early in the morning and take us to cheerleading practice. And believe it or not, in cheerleading, I learned a lot of discipline. I learned that we had to learn our craft. We had to do it over and over. Every movement had to be precise, and it sounds kind of funny, but I learned a lot on how to be a leader and how to follow in cheerleading and in track. I ran track. And so that was yet another teacher, and she was a counselor. And then I remember in the Summer Youth Employment Program is what they called it here. It was a program for poor kids, and at-risk youth is what they called us, and they still call people that now. And I remember going into the community center, and it was just packed. People, you had to fill out an application, you had to show proof of income because you had to tell people that you didn't have any money, basically. And I may be a little bit more intense, but it wasn't for anyone that had a middle or high income. It's for low income folk. So they had to prove that you was low income or you wouldn't be able to get served. So I remember my brother had done it because he's 3 or 4 years older than me. And so a lot of people were doing the janitorial work, which is not a problem because we knew that we were going to be able to work almost 3 months in the summer. And if it was going to be cleaning buildings, it was cleaning the school buildings and other places, and it was going to be a good learning experience. On Wednesdays, we would have pretty much all day seminar, and that's where a lot of people would come in and train us on different things. And I'll never forget, the lady was, doing my paperwork really, really fast, and she was like, you probably don't know how to type. And I said, oh, I know how to type. And I'll never forget, I was going into the 9th grade, and I had been taking typing since 7th grade, and I typed 80 words per minute. And I said, oh, I can type. Yes, ma'am, I can. And she says, whatever, don't fool me. I said, I can type. And so I went and typed, and I got a office job, and I worked at East High School every summer for 4 summers. And my mentor there was an assistant principal, and he was wonderful. And so what am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for teachers, whether they've turned counseling or whether they've turned to be a coach, but they started out teaching, and that's their profession. And I'm very, very grateful for teachers. Had it not been for these type of teachers in my life, I really don't know where I would go, or I can say this for sure, I don't know if I would value education as much. My mom pushed education. Get your education, education, education. So I know I probably would have done something, but my mom couldn't take me to where I wanted to go because she didn't finish school. I think she went middle school and quit. They had to pick cotton. So I was able to not only see these teachers saying, hey, you need to go and get an education, you need to make sure you have a high self-esteem, make sure you take care of yourself, make sure you carry yourself well, but I also was able to watch them on a daily basis, how they talk to people, how they discipline people, how they talk to me, how they discipline me, how they mentored me, and that's what I'm grateful for today. January, what is today? Sunday, January 23rd, 2011. I am grateful for teachers who are downright die-hard mentors. They actually have a love for people, and they can actually see someone like me on welfare, coming from a single parent home, father dead at 15, and I had no clue on what dreams and aspirations and goals, and they were able to really look at me and really pull out some great things that I didn't even know that were there, and I didn't even appreciate that they were there until I got older and I look back on what it is that they did for me, and I'm just in total awe of teachers. I think it's the best profession, in my opinion, on God's green earth, and I don't know if it's going to be Obama administration or whoever the administration is going to be after that, but I believe it is definitely time for teachers to be able to get their due as far as an income that matches as close as possible to what they do for people like me. And now that same teacher, middle school cheerleading sponsor, who taught me, who invested in me way back when I was in middle school, my daughter was able to spend 4 hours with her in a math ACT prep, and she's going to go back next Saturday and be with that same teacher, and that's a blessing. So I'm finished. Teachers, I'm grateful for them. Y'all have a good day. Be inspired and be motivated.